In this video, I'm going to show how to send out weekly ongoing analytics to NewsHawk clients. I'm going to start off with something that I don't mention in my guide, and that is adding a canned response or a template for the analytics. Doing so makes the process a lot quicker, and it's definitely recommended. So what I've done is in Asana, in our project management system, I'm going to go and navigate to our analytics script for June ongoing clients. I'm going to copy, go back into Gmail, in a new window, compose a message, quickly format this so how I want it to look. This particular analytics, we're going to include a image. It's a screenshot. Actually, I think I'm going to, let's see. Here it is. I want to drag it here. 1 second. There it is. Okay, well, I'll drag it from there. I'm going to drag it in. Wait for it to load. Okay, and then I'm going to type in the subject line of the email. This also saves it as a file in your canned responses, so I would recommend putting the name of it first, so June ongoing, or June weekly, how about that, June weekly, and then our typical subject line for our weekly analytic reports, which is X, which would be the client's name, NewsHawk ad analytics. This will be for June 2018. If all the formatting looks correct, remove your signature line. And then you want to scroll to your right and save it as a canned response. So I'm going to go Save, New Canned Response, June Weekly X NewsHawk Ad Analytics. Perfect. Click OK. And you can just go ahead and remove this. Just know that you'll be building these analytics as you go using the canned template. So I'll just quickly go and insert it again here since I'm going to be sending out a report. So I will, insert June Weekly. So I'm having a little bit of trouble with this image, but I think what I'm just going to do is just drag it anyway. Okay. So the first step to figure out which analytic you should be sending out and to which client, navigate to Salesforce. I am in the Home tab. Once you log in, this will be the first window that you see. One example will be for this one. This was for the Downtown Organization Art and Wine Tour, and the due date was 5/28. Let's see if this is a good one to send. Perfect. So as you see, I clicked on the name, and this takes me to the media campaign page. So here's all the details I need to know to realize which analytics I need to grab, and also who I'm sending them to. So I can see by looking at this that there are 3 different ads that they ran, one in the business section, another in the run of site, Big Box 4, and a third in the nonprofits and iSociety. So if there's any ads that are on the run of site, we know we need to use DFP or double click for publishers to collect those analytics. I have it open in another window. Let me just navigate to the home page here. If there was an ad in the AM report here, there's a separate process for collecting that data that involves MailChimp and Bitly, which I'll also go over. But for this example, I'll just quickly do DFP. So I know this is for the Downtown Organization. So I'm going to go into DFP and go to the Report section, go to Queries. Now, since I've been in the system for quite a while, I've set up a number of templates that I'd basically just go into Edit. There is instructions on how to create a new template in the manual if you should need it, but for my purposes, I'm going to go into an existing one. I'm going to change the name to the client. I'm going to put the name, oh yeah, June 2018. Let's just spell this out. So historical should be fine, keep the time zone. The date range. So you want to set this to whatever the start and the end date of the campaign is. So this campaign started on April 30th. April 30th, okay. Oh, see, that's why it's wrong. Oh, here we are. Sorry. 4:30 and then till 5:27. So here. Hit apply. This is where we set which account to look at. So for this, I'm going to start typing in downtown and see what pops up. Yeah, there's downtown Santa Barbara. Hit apply. If you're having trouble with this, then I'm just typing one keyword and just see from the drop-down list what's appropriate. Also, sometimes the naming can be a little bit different. So try a combination of things if you're having trouble. And the data I want to see is the line item. I want to see the start and the end date. I also want to see the ad unit. You can, if you need to, also see the creative, which will give me the name of creative. Just for this example, I'll show you what that looks like. And then you also want to have the ad server, impressions, clicks, and CTR checked. And then we're going to hit save and run. Dismiss this guy. So this is a really good example because it's not always, there can be ads that are running that aren't have anything to do with the current campaign that you're sending analytics for. So for example, downtown Santa Barbara is running in the Reimagine Santa Barbara special section. So as you can see here, they are running Big Box 4 and in Big Box 3. Now the analytics that we're sending to our client doesn't have anything to do with these. We're only sending analytics for the exclusive section, business, run of site, Big Box 4, and the nonprofits, Big Box 1. So to further filter out this data, you will need to go, let's see, what do I not want to see? I want to see RSB Big Box 4 and RSB Big Box 3. So I'm going to not include them in this report. To do so, click Edit, go back up here. You want to add a filter by clicking this plus button. Add a filter by the ad unit. So these are the ad units that we do not want to see. And we're going to include Reimagine Big Box 3 or 4, and then comma, RSB Big, did it go? Oh shoot, maybe this search filter can be, there we go. Okay, so RSB and then Big Box 3, apply. I think those are the only ones. Let's go back and run the report just to check and see. Okay, so now we have the downtown Santa Barbara first Thursday, and then we have the 3 ones we want to see. So we also do not want to include the first Thursday report. Oops, sorry, just give it back. So I'm going to go back, edit, and then I'm going to change is none of, and I'm also going to include the lifestyle. And then hit run again. So this is the data that we want to see. So we have the line item, so the name of the campaign. We have the ad unit, so business, Big Box 4, ROS, etc. And then we also have the name of the creative. This is something I'm going to go back and remove, but just know that for some clients that require knowing which creative got which analytics, you can do that by adding this to your report. But if you don't need it, don't include it because it can make this text really small and hard to see and confusing. So after the creative, we have the line item start date, end date, and then we have the impressions, the clicks, and the CTR. So I'm going to go back and remove the creative. So all I do is click X up here. So now I have everything I want. Click Run. Okay, it looks great. So we want to send a copy of this to the client. So to do so, I click these 3 bars, make this a little bit smaller. I do View, enter full screen. And then I do Command-Shift-4, which you can see my mouse just turned into this kind of compass looking thing. And then I select this area that I want to see. And there we go, we have a screenshot. I exit the full screen. I bring this down, and then typically I go back to that screenshot that should have been added to your desktop and change it to Downtown SB C618, just so you don't get confused because you will be taking lots of screenshots. Okay, so now that I have my analytic information, I can navigate back to the email that I was composing. So let's start off with the top. Let's start off with the very beginning, the subject line. Let's change this from X to Downtown Santa Barbara. NewsHawk Ad Analytics 2014 is Dear X, so I need to figure out who I'm sending this to. I can see it's Kate Schwab. She has the Send Analytics box checked off. So I'm going to go ahead and copy her email. I'm going to put it into the recipients. I'm also going to change the name, Dear Kate. Now, while we're adding things to who receives this email, always CC the sales rep that is handling the campaign. So for this example, we look at the media campaign. Kim is the owner. So I'm going to add Kim's email. I'm also going to make sure that it's her name and her contact information that's being sent to the client. In this case it is, but you will need to change it if you're sending for a separate person. So now we can go up, Dear Kate, etc., etc. We re-added this image so it works. I'm going to format it so it looks good. Now I'm going to go in and change these numbers. Now for this example, we don't need the AM report, so I'm going to remove. I know that we have 3 different line items, so I'm going to add a 3rd here. Sometimes the formatting can get funky. And then here we go. So between 4:30 and 5:24, your business, which you're getting all this information from down here, your business, big box for ad, for receipt 25,600 and 70 page views, 21 clicks, and a 0.08% CTR. You want to leave this little tidbit of information on the first line item. The second one, let's go down the row. Between 4:30 and 5:24, your run of site big box for received 263,972 and 158 clicks and resulted in a 0.06% CTR. For the last line, which is right down here, let's change this to 5:07 and 5:27. Your run of site, your nonprofit. The nonprofit and iSociety sections are concluded with each other. So they're really just one thing. And society, just like homes and lifestyle, big box 1 received 7,640 and 12 clicks, resulting in 0.16 CTR. Okay, so you want to double check those numbers because it's very important. So 25, 670, clicks 0.08. Okay, 430 to 524, 263, 50 clicks 0.06 CTR between 7, size 12, and okay. So now you want to go ahead and add this screenshot to the bottom of your email. So I go back to my Finder, I grab downtown Santa Barbara, I put my cursor underneath my signature so it loads here. Okay, all looks good. Add a period here. Okay, so the next step you want to do is, if you're not including any AM report ad analytics, you're just doing run of site or the exclusive sections and using DFP, then you are all set. To send it, you want to make sure you are adding it to Salesforce. So we choose this second from the right option that says send and add to Salesforce. When you click it, it brings up a pop-up window that shows which records it's going to attach this email to. So if I were to go into Salesforce and look up Kate Schwab, this email that we're sending will be underneath her account. So I want to make sure at this point that it's connecting to the right account. If you don't see any information here, you can search, hit enter, and then scroll down to wherever you need to do. Usually the accounts have a folder next to them, so don't do the media campaigns. Try to do the account. Okay, so add on send. Send emails. That's what I do. Great, so it's added the email to Salesforce and it's been sent. So now I go back to Salesforce, hit home, and I complete the downtown organization. So now there's one less on my list. The next one I want to do is a AM report ad, just so I can show you what that process is like. So for this example, we're going to look at Providence. Let's see, Kimberly sold this media campaign. And like I said, it's a ad from the AM report, Big Box 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start setting up my email. Go composed, canned messages, June weekly. This image still isn't quite working, so I'm just going to redrag it so it loads correctly. Oops, this one. We'll give it a second. Okay. So looking at our campaign, it's Providence. It is the AM report from 528 to 603. It's going to be sent to Elaine. Okay. So with the AM report ads, the information is collected differently. There's 3 different metrics that we use. For the AM reports, we record the clicks. We also record the subscriber number and the average open rate. The click data will be collected using Bitly. Looks like I'm already logged in. Typically you log in, this is the home screen. And then the subscriber and open rate information is collected using MailChimp. I'm going to log in here. So what I do is I pull all 3 of these numbers and I add them to an Excel worksheet so I can keep track of everything. Now, for the Providence ad, it went from 528 to 603. I typically create these Excel worksheets on a monthly basis. So I do have one for May. Yes, here it is. For May 2018. Let's see here. So how I created this report is I went in and edited an old report, April's for example, changed all of these dates, and then to get the number of subscribers and the open rate, so this is from MailChimp, and this is for also from MailChimp, and then this information is from Bitly. So MailChimp, let's start there because we've got some information that I quickly want to review. So to get the number of subscribers and the open rate for the AM report, we click on Reports. We scroll down. We want to filter this list. See how it says AM and PM? We don't care about the PM report right now. We only care about the AM. Filter, AM report, apply. So now we're only looking at the AM report. So what I did is we go back to the beginning of May. Now, I typically will have this window open here. Usually I have it a little bit longer. And then I have this window moved over here, and I record these numbers. So for the AM report that got sent out, sorry, let's do May 1st, there was 10,127 subscribers. There was an open rate of 46.7% and the 20.3 clicks. We ignore the clicks for the AM report. We only care about the subscribers and the opens. So you want to be careful when you're recording this information that you're not accidentally recording the clicks. So what I do is I just go on and I write 1027, go on and so forth. The ad that we're looking at looks like it straddles May and June. So it goes till the 3rd, which is a Sunday. So for this example, I'm just going to add a couple days to the bottom of this. So let's say, so 6/1/18, 6/2/18, 6/3/8, oops, 6/3/18. So now we want to go ahead and get the number of subscribers and the open rate for those days. So let's go all the way up to 6/1. Here we are. So 6/1 had 10,100 subscribers. 6/2 had 10,095 subscribers. 6/3 had 10,091. Then we want to do the open rate, which was 45.4. Oops. Great. So now we have this week that we're looking at. This is the week in question. Okay, and then we come back here for a second. I'm sorry, let's click the click information before we do that. So now I'm going to do this part of the campaign, the number of clicks, because I've got the subscribers and I've got the open rate. So for Providence, this is a list of all the links that are made. Typically, if you can find the start dates, this would be 5/28. You can locate, see for example, on 5/28, the admission to Providence. If not, you can always search Providence up here, and you can look through all those different links. That can be very helpful sometimes. Now, Kim will explain to you some of the challenges that we've had with the Bitly reporting, but typically go from the first day that has the appropriate number of clicks. This will be our Monday. So for 5/28, we will do 157. For 5/29, we will do 132. For 5/30, we'll do 189. For 5/31, we will do 123. For 6/1, we will do 101. For 6/2, we will do 112. And for 6/3, 109. So it's unfortunate that this Bitly information has been messed up, but typically go from the first day that looks like normal activity, and then do the next 7 days. So now that I have my click data, my number of subscribers, and the average open rate, I can go ahead and start composing my email. So since I'm not doing any run of site information, they only ran one ad in the AM report, I'm going to go ahead and delete these 2 weeks. And I'm going to add the click data. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, okay, here it is. So I'm going to sum all the clicks. I just look at the sum here. So there's a sum of 923 clicks. During this period, 528 to 6:3. And the AM report had an average, so you want to select this whole time and then look at this average number. An average of 10,099. You want to do the same thing with the open rate. 45. We'll do 46.0 for this one since we can route it. 46.0. Now, what I do, just in case something happens and we need these analytics again, is I change it to Providence, and then I do File, Save As. Save. Okay. So now that we have that recorded, let's go back to our email. So we need to fill in all this data. So we'll start with who it's going to be going to. Elaine Rotman is the campaign contact, so we'll grab her email address. And we'll put her name in here, Elaine. Now, gotta make sure which sales rep we send this to. Looks like Kimberly is the owner, so we'll add her as the CC. We also want to make sure that we change her information down here. Okay, the name. Okay, and all looks good. So we want to go ahead and send this. Wonderful. It's connected to Elaine and Providence, send email. And that is how to do the AM and the run of site and the AM report for weekly ongoing campaigns. Sometimes you'll be doing a combination of the two, which can sometimes take a little bit longer. But usually it's one or the other. Now I'm going to be doing a separate video that shows how to do the monthly reporting.